So what we've been doing is, I'm not going to tailor the talk to suit, perhaps, so you might know what the hell I'm talking about, but it'll be okay. So what we've been doing is we've been going through what we call the 10 paramitas, which are the kind of interrelated qualities that we aspire to. Started off with generosity, then ethical conduct, then patience, then effort or diligence, and we've just reached number 5, which is meditation. And I don't want to spend long on meditation because we've talked about it a lot. But I want to talk about it in the context of how it leads into the 6th parameter, which is wisdom. And so when we first start to sit, I think for all of us what we see is that the brain is going all the time and it doesn't stop. And it's amazing how fast it is and how much it chatters and how it changes. And so the first thing in meditation is we realise it allows us to see and experience all that mental chatter that we perhaps haven't been really conscious of before. It's going on all the time. It's our background, it's our wallpaper. So, and it's not just background wallpaper, it's also kind of weaving and streaming set of thoughts and conditioning and attitudes, and they're like a pattern. And if we sit, we can catch the patterns and the ideas and the ways that we think, and particularly our attachments, we can start catching onto them. So that's our first intention, is to be present to that place. So the whole plan is we maintain this upright posture, not too stiff, not too loose, and we allow the swirl, the tumult sometimes of thoughts of good, bad, right, wrong, feeling upset, feeling happy, just to flow over us. We allow it to happen. So we allow space. We try to allow space. And then, then we reach the if you like, the thrust or the essence of why we do meditation, which is to uncover the emptiness of everything. And I don't mean emptiness in a nihilistic way, but the emptiness that there is no first cause, and that everything is interconnected. So you can talk about emptiness in a way as being the outcome of emptiness it's hard to talk about, but because there's no first cause, everything is related, everything is interconnected. This then brings us, if we can at least have a flavour or a sense of that. It doesn't, bodily is best, but intellectually is fine if you can have some sense of what that means. So the 6th parameter is titled wisdom, and there are different aspects of wisdom. It's not wisdom in the sense that we normally think about it as some wise man or woman it's the wisdom of the awareness or the essential emptiness or insubstantial nature of all phenomena. So it's an experiential insight into this essential emptiness and insubstantiality, I can't say, of phenomena. And this is very difficult to talk about because it's a hard word. The Japanese word is shunyata, and that carries a different flavour. So when we talk about emptiness, linguistically, I think we think of a kind of a void, of a nothingness, and that can lead to feelings of or a sense of nihilism, and that isn't the case. It's emptiness is just basically saying that there isn't any independent, substantial ground of being that was the first cause. Everything is connected. There's a totality to everything. All beings, all connected. So we can't say that this started here and everything arose out of it. There's no beginning, no end. So the emptiness is really an experience of the essential unity of everything. And we can have an insight into that. Sometimes we have a flavour of it and then we lose it depending on how we're feeling and what's happening in our lives. But I think for me, the manifestation of some insight, some understanding of emptiness is that it allows or encourages the practice of letting go, of opening up and letting go. Because whatever you're holding on to finally is empty, so you may as well let go of it. Although I do understand it's really hard to let go. So, out of the out of this wisdom of interconnectedness and no first cause, we have different aspects which allow us to experience the world in different ways on the basis of what's appropriate to that situation. So, the first wisdom is called mirror wisdom. And mirror wisdom is mirror wisdom is exactly what it says. It's like being like a mirror so that you reflect everything, but without that reflection having any conditions attached to it. It's just a reflection. You're not attracting a reflection. When the reflection disappears, you're not feeling a sense of loss. It's just a reflection of what's happening in life without your judgment, without your conditioning. So it's a way of experiencing the world, which is... So if you experience the world in a mirror that is conditioned by the eye, it's like looking into one of those mirrors in the fairground where everything's distorted. It's not a clear vision of how things are. It's distorted by your previous or your own sense of eye, of what it should be like or shouldn't be like, or all the conditioning you bring, or the whole package that you bring to the way you experience the world. If that's absent, then that's called mirror wisdom. So as you can see, mirror wisdom is it's a way of experiencing the world which is not conditioned by your history. So it allows a clear view. And sometimes it's appropriate to see the world in that way, not always. And then the second wisdom is called the wisdom of equality. And this is where, again, these are not ways of experiencing that are easy, that come kind of naturally even. The wisdom of equality is when the I, again, is absent. So there's no longer any subject-object split. And if there's an absence of a subject-object split, then you are part of everything. You are it. And out of that is what is viewed as the essence of Mahayana Buddhism, is what arises as compassion. So there's no separation between you and that what's out there, that you are actually it. Then you're going to actually spontaneously, not with any self-righteousness or any sense of kindness, you're just going to be kind, or you're just going to act appropriately. And that's the wisdom of equality. And then, really importantly, is the wisdom of differentiation, because things are different, very different, you know. If I feel a complete oneness with somebody who's got a stick and is going to hit me on the head, they're going to hit me on the head. I don't want to be hitting the head, so I'm going to punch them or something. You know, there's a differentiation. There's big, there's small, there's right, there's wrong. There's all those things. So, as well as equality and mirror wisdom, there's differentiation wisdom. And out of this wisdom comes what in Zen they call skillful means. So skillful means to operate appropriately to the situation. So it may be right at one time to just reflect, to take no action, and maybe another time to see that actually the way that your conditioning has affected you is bringing a particular prejudice or whatever to bear, and you need to bear that in mind, and that's the wisdom of equality. And then finally there's the wisdom of differentiation, which is skillful means. And out of that, that's the wisdom that's probably the most important in our day-to-day lives. You know, how do we act suitably in every situation? And the joy and the pain of this tradition is it's completely your responsibility. It's completely your responsibility. There's no guide, there's no hard and fast ethical rules that are going to tell you what you must and mustn't do in any situation. So that then, in a neat circle, brings us back to the meditation practice, and why meditation practice is emphasized in this particular tradition, much more so than any others, is that out of meditation practice, the plan is, the hope, the aspiration that we have is that we will naturally start to act out of a place that has wisdom, and we'll act in an appropriate way. So the whole thing goes in a circle. And there's no judge out there. You don't get any merit, you don't get judged either. What happens is cause and effect. And it's inescapable. So, you know, whatever, even the smallest thoughts we have, has an effect, has an influence, and the actions we have do as well. So we're all probably heading for Buddhist hell, for sure. There is one. Okay. So I'm going to just quickly, there's 8, 9 and 10. There's not a lot to say about, because they all make a lot of sense. As I say, these paramitas tend to be taught to people or tend to be emphasized for folk who've been in the practice quite a long time, so just bear that in mind. You know, you haven't got. So the 8th paramita is called earnest resolve, or the resolution to see it through, no turning back. Which is a big ask, but that's the 8th, no turning back. And the 9th paramita is the willingness to manifest in the world the outcome of the earnest resolve of practice. So it's not just about having an earnest resolve to practice, it's also having the wish and the energy to manifest it in your life. These are all big asks. And the 10th is about earnest resolve, resolution to not be satisfied with just finding a place to be settled. That's the 10th. So, you know, you find a place where you feel okay and you're settled and you think, this is where I'll be and I'm fine. That is not fulfilling the 10th paramita. So, I don't know, has anybody found a comfortable place to be yet? No. The job of the practice is to keep kicking you up the bottom. Every time you feel settled, it sticks a pin in you and says, no, it's not enough yet. You've got to keep going. So every time you find somewhere to stand, to feel safe.
Like a chain gang.
Pardon?
Like a chain gang.
Like the chain gang, yeah. Diff, dag, diff, dag. Yeah. Yeah.
Seems a bit like a juggling act.
Yeah.
You've got all these paramitas up in the air, and you've got to keep them up.
I know, buggers, yeah.
Do that all at the same time.
And you drop them up, you drop them, yeah. I suppose the final lesson to be learned from all these paramitas is that we all finally have innate freedom. We all finally have intrinsic freedom. But it's really, really hard and it takes to be able to exercise that or manifest it. But we all finally have it.
Sensei, can I ask a question?
Sure.
Before I started practice, my life was completely all over the place, So then I started to practice and I feel like I'm getting a bit more a steadiness or something like that. But how does that fit with the 10th paramita? Because when you feel you found a place that you feel more
settled, sense of well-being.
Yeah, it seems to kind of contrast.
I'd really enjoy it and appreciate it. It's very nice to have for a while. And enjoy it, yeah. But I don't know, put the kibosh on your sense of well-being, but it passes like everything else.
Yeah.
So it's just So it's easy to practice when we're feeling like that. And I suppose what this, earnest resolve or the willingness to manifest that resolution, that's really addressing the times when it's tough. So for you, for this time, it's not particularly relevant. But all of us have been in the practice for a long time. Anybody who's been alive for a long time knows for sure that it's going to be tough sometimes and lovely and joyful other times. So have a nice time.
No, I won't last.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't mean that. No, Jeff didn't. No. You might put the black on yourself if you think, no, last. No, enjoy it.
Isn't the 10th one for me sounds more like it's not about not being comfortable. It's more about keeping ambition.
It's been what?
Keeping ambitious.
Keeping ambition. Yeah, it's really tricky, isn't it? That's a really tricky thing because it's a real cone. How do you walk the line between allowing things to be and feeling free to having this intention that carries with it kind of a need or an implication that your life isn't okay as it is. So it's a narrow, yeah. What do you think's in magazines when they ask? There's often in one of the Sunday magazines there's questionnaires for celebrities, and they always ask, which is more important, talent or ambition? What do you think?
You need both. But,
You need both.
Ambition, for sure.
My view is talent, there's a lot of talent around. There's lots and lots of talent. It's the application of it that's harder. Yeah. Yeah, so it is a hard path, yeah.
I suppose if you get stuck in the absolute, you're not much good to anyone, are you?
No. Well,
It's a nice place to be.
yeah. And you also have to remember that the emptiness is also empty. No place to get stuck. So yeah, so if we talk about ambition, it's kind of implying that there's a destination.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
The language is
And it's not a destination. It's something to be it's to be lived. Yeah.
Seems like you got to keep striving. You got to keep striving and kind of to get the same out. You got to keep doing more.
Is that what it sounds like? What I've been saying.
No, just with Paul's reading of it, of like, you know, the more he practices, things are settling down.
Yeah.
Where it's like that's almost an excuse to just keep striving for things to settle more and then see what
Yeah.
you get and
Yeah.
see what comes out and then try even more.
Yeah.
Rather than to go, right, well, I've got this now, so I can stay there. Sounds like you're going to sink if you just stay put.
Can you stay put?
No.
Okay. Well, look, that's really good timing. Have we done? Okay, thank you. Thanks.